Okay, I got 2 successes out of 5. One of them was the hunger dice. So I got like 1 success out of my 2 hunger dice. And then I got 1 success out of the 3 other rolls.
Okay, thank you. I'll keep that in mind for later.
Oh, come on. Do I not look good?
No, it's not that you don't look good. That was for your crafting of actual legal documents and research and whatnot. You did the research. This is for drawing up your papers and stuff.
Yeah.
So,
It's been a while.
what are you wearing? Any other context, that would have been creepy as shit, man.
So I would be a little bit more on the... So while it is business casual, there is still a good, heavier sense of professionalism. So it's like business professional trying to be casual. However, this is like talking real estate, and this is a otherwise historical piece of property. And even though it's cheap, it is still a large amount of land, and it's a good deal. However, still want to make a good first impression. How I would normally go about things when it comes to dealing with legality matters and business.
Okay. You walk in.
So there would have been so I am wearing like a nice blouse with probably a blazer because it's like getting to the colder time of year, and I would be wearing a pair of slacks, like the slightly flowy slacks.
Okay. You walk in, and in front of you there is a wooden desk. Nothing overly fancy, all things considered. There is a gentleman sitting behind it, and he looks up at you as you enter.
Would I have been given information as to the person that I would have to speak to from Remax?
No.
All right, so I'll go up to the counter, or to the desk, where you said gentleman?
Yes.
To where the gentleman receptionist is, and introduce myself. Hello. I am here to speak to whoever is managing the hospital building over in the southwest end of Edmonton.
The hospital in the southwest of Edmonton. Which hospital in particular?
What was that? What was the name of that hospital again, out of character?
Int plus history, please. Actually, given that you've made a the craft legal documents roll, Riverside Healing Center.
The Riverside Healing Center.
Without even looking up from his computer, he just kind of, the fuck do you want with that dump?
I'm here to purchase.
Do you have any idea how dilapidated that building is?
Well aware.
Just kind of looks up for a moment, looks at you.
The expression you see on my face on camera is the expression I'm giving this person.
Why would you want to purchase that when there are so many other buildings in this city that are in better shape?
I have my reasons.
There are so many better options, and it's not going to cost you near as much to fix those places up.
I want that one.
Far be it from me, I suppose. Give me 1 second. I'll see if Eric's available.
Thank you. Is there a place to sit while I wait?
He points to one of the chairs back along the window, opposite side of the desk.
I will go take a seat.
He moseys off down one of the aisles into a cubicle. Says a few things, points at you a couple of times. You see another head poke out. Gentleman with sandy blonde hair and green eyes just kind of looking down at you. Looks really, really puzzled for a minute. Looks up at the guy that you saw at the front desk.
He sees like this corporate goth chick.
Can't really hear what he's saying.
Not unless I put on my aspects. Because I think that's still up.
One scene. That lasts for one scene.
I kind of want to hear what they're saying.
So you channel your aspects into your hearing, and your voice picks up on these two. What do you mean she wants to purchase it? The place has been sitting here for 40 years. I don't know. She wouldn't tell me. All I know is she says she wants to buy it, and I mean, I tried to tell her the place was not exactly the best choice, but she wasn't hearing it. She wasn't having it, so. Alright, well, give me about 5-10 minutes to wrap up things here, and I'll come down and get her. The guy at the desk just kind of nods for a moment. Doesn't say anything else, walks back to the desk. Eric will be ready in about 5 to 10 minutes for you if you don't mind waiting.
No, I don't mind.
If you need anything, you know where to find me.
Good to know.
And we're going to flip over to Elizabeth and Audley, who are walking down the street away from the realtors.
Dee will send a text message to the other two, keeping them updated
I thought
while
we
there's
were
that call going.
walking.
We're walking. We're walking toward the noise. I'm using heightened senses hearing to hear what's going on and hopefully pick up that scream again.
As you're walking down the street, you make it a couple of blocks. That scuffling sound seems to be coming from an alleyway.
We're going towards the danger. Let's go.
Walking down and stopping. Well, I mean, paint the scene for me. This is your guys' scene. Why am I doing this? Why am I doing the describing here? This is up to you guys.
It's your job to describe what everything looks like.
Yes, but
it's their job to describe how they interact with it.
Yes, but I need to know what they're doing. Like, they're walking down the sidewalk. You guys eventually make it to, like, the corner of the alleyway. What are you doing?
I'm going, okay, so Audley has been half dance walking like the whole time because somehow that whole thing in the hospital gave her this high to be like, danger's awesome, yeah. So she keeps thinking she's a survivor and she's a strong, independent corgi. So now that we're at like the entry to the alley, she's going to look at Elizabeth and be like, okay, I'm going to go in. You cover my 6. I'll see what's going on. Do you want to do this like Clint Eastwood style, only we don't have guns? Or do you want to do this like animal style where I just go in and like bat 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 roar?
I'm kind of following your lead here. So, you do you, bud.
Okay, so from the edge of the alley, I'm just gonna hop myself into the middle and look down the middle of the alley and just be like, you bad people or whatever you are, stop whatever you're doing that's causing the screaming. It is disrespectful. And I'm just gonna stand there as a silhouette, and hopefully my short, intimidating self scares them, and they stop whatever they are doing. Because that's about as far as I've thought.
Oh dear Lord, heavens to Betsy. Jesus, Mary, and Joseph, all the angels and saints, oh my god.
You should stop letting me watch anime. I'm just gonna say, stop it. Okay, we're gonna blame this one on Sokka from The Last Airbender. You, evildoer! I'm telling you to stop whatever you're doing that's causing this noise because I heard it up there and now I am down here and I didn't want to be down here. I wanted to be up there. So stop before I have to do more than just stand here and tell you to.
Give me a second.
I'm just a guy with a boomerang. I didn't ask for all this flying and magic.
Alright. So. You jump into the alleyway, you give your speech, and you stand there with your silhouette. Halfway down this alleyway, and the alleyway stretches the entire block, but halfway down this alleyway, 5 individuals turn to stare at you. They turn to look at you. The 5 men, 2 of them are taking a haul on a cigarette, and 2 of them have lit cigarettes. One of them kind of reaches up. And you are...
I am the one who is the terror that flaps in the night.
Okay there, Darkwing Duck.
I came to stop the screaming.
No idea what you're talking about.
I'm gonna switch a Rooney, my auspex to sight to look around the alleyway to see if there's a person in distress or a dumpster.
Is there a dumpster in distress in our area?
You may be entitled to financial compensation.
There is actually a dumpster not too far down the alleyway. Just slightly past those guys.
I'm gonna start moseying into the alley and go, no danger, you say? Okay, sure you won't mind if I just Darkwing Duck myself around here and then I'm gonna run for the dumpsters. Like, I'm just gonna walk around and then dumpster.
2 of the individuals split off from the main group and move directly in your path. They don't say anything. They just
I'm probably gonna hit them and I'm
gonna be like, oh, you don't want to do that. But it just pops out. Like, I don't mean to say just, oh, you don't want to do that.
Yeah, I am running, so I'm not stopping. They are getting the athletics, brawl, and strength of Audley because I don't have an off button right now.
Be, yes, out of character.
So you said that before when we started session, when I bought Scorpion's Touch, that I can't, I'm not allowed to use it the whole session or just the first episode? Because now would be a cool time to pull a scalpel out of my backpack and just be like, bing, 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 bing.
You know what? I'm going to leave this up to a dice roll.
Oh, come
Hold on.
I came in like a wrecking ball.
Wits plus persuasion against your storyteller, please. I'm gonna go completely meta with this for a moment.
Sorry, I was in the rule book pulling this up. Okay, wait, you want me wits and persuasion?
Wits and persuasion against the storyteller. We're gonna leave this up to a dice roll.
Oh, but
Tell
you
me,
have all the stats!
tell me how many dice you are rolling.
I'm rolling 5 dice.
Then I will likewise roll 5 dice. Highest number of successes wins.
No! Okay, dice gods, if you are gonna pull up at any moment, now is the time to do so. You have okay. Okay. Well, that's not good. So, I have 2 successes, 2 fails. But I got a 1 hungy die, so that's a critical fail.
Did the wrecking ball's backup just fail to back her up when she's about to wrecking ball people?
One moment.
Oh, I'm scared. I'm so scared right now. Oh my god. Oh my god.
Oh my god. We're about oh my god. We're about to West Side Story these bitches.
Go in snapping like, hey, why are you making people scream?
Elizabeth,
Oh fuck.
how you doing?
Don't talk to me like that.
How you doing?
Did you succeed or fail? Because you're giving me the vibe of both. Or we tied. Like what?
How you doing?
How you doing?
I'm trying to Michael Jackson beat it up in
How you
here.
doing?
I'm great. How are you? Oh no, you put the beast glasses on. No! Oh,
What?
fuck.
I won that roll with 3 successes,
Oh, okay.
which means
Oh wait.
you failed your roll.
Then I don't have Scorpion's touch. Okay, cool.
However-
You know, that's okay.
However,
Fuck.
you know what kind of trouble Ottilie can get into.
I'm not Oddly, I'm Darkwing Duck right now. We discussed this.
You know what kind of trouble Darkwing Ottilie can get into. You've seen her get into trouble. You've also seen her hold her own, but you're not quite sure how this is going to work. Especially with those 5. Looking around,
5 on board. I can take them.
you see a
Grr.
slight glint of metal coming from a couple of them. And specifically, handles of firearms. Your beast
Gonna die.
doesn't like that. You hear just this growling in the back of your head.
Hi, Venom.
She might be in trouble.
Might be. She is. Let's go.
I'm thinking a little extra oomph might be needed. So I'm going to teach you how to do something really fucking cool. Teach you how to paralyze at a touch. However, we're going to need a meal afterwards. I'm going to pause for a moment. Dragon, you are frozen.
Is
She's in the chat, but give her a sec.
all I'm
Hold on.
saying is,
Hold on.
she gone.
I
Yeah,
came.
hold on. She dropped. She'll be back in a moment.
There we go.
I went to take care of my cat because he wouldn't stop yowling at me.
You haven't heard anything yet, except for a grandiose speech that Ottilie has given, as she attempts to confront these 5 in an alleyway.
I'm not with them. I am at the
have her-
office
yeah.
waiting for Eric.
You have
to
her
done.
on phone, do you not?
Yes, I do. Yeah, and it's on a low enough volume to where those chuckle fucks won't hear it, but I can still hear it. And my cat has the zoomies right now.
Back into scene. So, how's about a little power for a snack?
Fair trade.
That blood that you so like to channel. You know your corrosive vitae trick that you use from time to time?
Mm-hmm.
Will that just a little bit more if you channel that just a little bit more. You can open a wound and melt not just dead things. You can paralyze people. Freeze them
Neat.
where they stand.
Like how Sire did to us the first time we met him.
Exactly like that.
Remembers I have a knife in my backpack.
Ottilie, roll me a strength plus athletics, please.
So a thunderstorm is rolling in, so this is making the everything much, like, even cooler.
It's going to be 3 dice for you.
Strength and athletics.
Yep. Hold on, let me...
I have a
okay,
lot
hold
more.
on. Let me double check. That was the wrong character sheet.
I was about to say I ain't that weak. I mean, I'm sorry, whoever's that weak.
Sorry, strength and athletics, 7 dice.
That's better.
So you hear Ottilie D on the phone give this speech. Ottilie, would you care to recount your speech for us for D?
Okay, first of all, 5 successes. Secondly, it was the Darkwing Duck. I am the terror that flaps in the nights. And they called me Darkwing Duck, and then I yelled, "Let's get dangerous," and went running at 2 of them because it wouldn't tell me who was screaming, and now I can't stop, so I am about to wrecking ball into them.
Dee is doing her best to
I
keep
can't-
her composure right now as she's listening.
because they wouldn't tell me who was screaming, and there are 5 of them, and 2 of them just stepped in the way of a running Audley. / Darkwing Duck Audley. So, Darkwing Corgi. And we know I can't stop once I start, so they got in my way, technically. So whatever happens in this moment, they are bowling pins. I will name them Penelope 1 and 2 as soon as we see how many broken bones they have. But technically, being strong doesn't break the masquerade. I haven't shown that I'm a vampire yet. I'm just very good at running.
2 of them that have stepped in your way are knocked clean off their feet onto their backs. It takes their 3 buddies a moment to register what happened as you pass through where they were standing. And a moment later, a grumble, jackets are pulled back, and 2 of them have sidearms in their hands. Which, unfortunately, with the way that you're facing, you do not see. That being,
Because I'm going for the dumpster.
correct. That being said, Elizabeth
Yeah.
does.
I came in like a wrecking ball. I personally, because I'm not noticing what's happening behind me, I just want to check the dumpster, but then I forget that I'm only 4.5 feet tall. I can't really reach to open the dumpster. So I am just going to be talking to the dumpster at this point. I did not think that through. I cannot say, I could open it if I could reach.
D. You hear a couple of startled surprises. A couple of startled surprise yelps. You hear what sounds like 2 bodies hitting the ground. You hear a click, a couple of clicks of what sounds like to be sidearms, and then you hear Audley muttering to herself. Elizabeth,
I can't say shit.
you can see the sidearms that have been pulled out.
Because they're all distracted by the Audley here, I quickly reach into my backpack and and grab a knife out and just look at my hand and without even thinking, just oh my god, I am having my own avocado incident. I stab my thumb, get the tip of that blade coated in that blood.
Finish your thought. Sorry, go ahead.
Do I have to specifically channel it for this purpose, or is it just any blood, just here we go?
You would have to channel it for this, and
let's channel this!
For that, you'd end up making a roll. If you'd like to know what the avocado incident is, please stay tuned. We don't know if we're going to release that as extra content or not. I have to discuss that with Audley.
You better. Alright, I'm going as fast as I can to the rule book.
Yep, take your time. We have a moment.
Okay.
While you're doing that,
alright.
You got it?
So dice pools, strength plus, so I have to do a rouse check, and then strength plus,
Strength plus,
it says strength plus blood sorcery versus stamina plus occult or fortitude.
yes, so your strength plus your blood sorcery dice.
Okay, pass the rouse check with a 7.
Okay. If you're attempting to do this for more than one person, it will require a rouse check for you per person.
Alright, I am more than willing to do that. So,
There are
strength
currently 2
plus
guns.
blood sorcery. Strength plus blood. Okay. We have the hunger dice was a 10, but then other than that we have, so that's 2 successes and 3 fails.
For the first one?
For the first one, it's 2 successes, 3 fails, but the 1 success was a hunger die 10.
Okay. Thank you.
Yeah.
Are you doing it again?
Yep, let's go!
Okay. Make me a rouse check.
Rouse check, 9. Fuck yeah, it's success. That's a lot better. Okay, so the second roll is 2 fails and 3 successes.
Excellent. Now,
What?
read the ability out.
The main description or the system?
Both.
Okay, the Scorpion's Touch. The vampire can transmute some of their blood into a paralyzing poison capable of affecting mortals and vampires alike. They can use this ichor to coat bladed weapons or even spit it at a target. Scorpionated blood incapacitates affected mortals while hampering vampires if not necessarily rendering them helpless. Specific breathing and biofeedback exercises practiced by some secret societies form the best defense against this blood aside from fortitude. System. The user concentrates for a turn and forces blood through an open, usually self-inflicted wound. Each rouse check worth of poison made takes a turn and admits enough blood to coat one bladed melee weapon stickily or to fill one mouth to be spat at a foe. Spitting poison at someone involves dexterity plus athletics attacking roll. Although vampires have been known to French kiss a victim to transfer the poison that way, even more subtle vampires scorpionate their blood to poison would-be diabolarists. Drinking poison blood from the vein guarantees a hit. Aside from such vein-to-fang transmission, however, scorpionated blood is a contact poison that it's the same word as before.
Sublimated.
Sublimated, thank you, away in liquids and is too viscous to inject with a syringe. The user cannot poison beverages with it or inject it by their own bite. Arrowheads and bullets carry too little blood to this power. If the poison hits, the user rolls a contest of strength plus blood sorcery versus stamina plus occult. Vampires with fortitude may resist with stamina plus fortitude. If the user wins, the blood does the margin in aggravated health damage to mortals and in non-halved superficial health damage to vampires. The mortal who takes even 1 point of damage collapses unconscious.
Cool. So you have chosen to go the route of coating your knife.
Yeah.
Paint the scene for me.
So I'm looking at the two who are obviously very much distracted. So, like, coat the tip from a cut from my thumb and trying to make as little noise as possible. Very, very quickly run up and stab.
Dexterity plus stealth, please.
Yeah. Just stab in shoulder. Not trying to hit anything, just trying to break skin and get in blood. You said what? Dexterity plus
Stealth.
Dexterity plus stealth. Okay.
Difficulty, in this case, because they are currently distracted, difficulty 2.
Well, I got 2 successes!
Save me even though I don't know I'm in danger yet. Save me!
Trying my best!
That is a success on your part, so you manage to sneak up behind them. The first one, you manage to stab. He drops like a ton of bricks.
before even that, the second I pull it out, I go for my thumb again to immediately do the next guy.
And that is also a successful hit. He drops
Please.
to the ground and the guns clatter.
I grab guns.
One moment. I have to roll to figure out if they go off or not.
They better not! That's a lot of noise that we do not need.
One of them does. The other one does not.
I mean, there was a bunch of screaming happening earlier, so, like, at least we still haven't technically broken the masquerade yet.
DNR.
Maybe. Okay, we totally did. We totally did. But we still have, like, three guys to take out.
We did not. We did not. They just think we're eccentric and ruffians.
Okay. You just Vulcan pinched two guys.
They could have been
because
drugged.
I'm sure nobody notices the blood at all. Nobody's going to notice the blood. You just Vulcan pinched two guys. I just wrecking balled them. We still have three guys that we need to figure out.
Okay.
You guys took extensive self-defense classes.
I could have drugged them. I had a backpack.
And I mean, if anything happens, like, because of the noise, we're trying to save whoever was screaming.
And also, they're doing
Like,
illegal.
that's all it was.
Also, they're doing illegal shit anyway. So we really, the only masquerade breach is this group of idiots. So, like, technically,
Technically, Audley is going to look at the other three and be like, anyone want to lift the lid? Like, I'm just saying I'm a little bit small. I know y'all put someone in here. Like, there's got to be someone in here. You wouldn't be... How did those two guys fall? That wasn't me.
just shut up.
Okay, fine.
D.
Shut.
Oddly. You both hear the gunshot go off. You hear what...
Audley's going to jump and yell, summon a bitch. That's exactly what's going to happen.
But the two individuals are flat out cold on the ground, with Elizabeth standing there with a knife in her hand. The third has heard his two buddies drop, and he now turns around to look at Elizabeth. Oddly, the two that you bowled over? Yeah, they hit their heads. I actually didn't get any successes for either of them. They were unable to catch themselves.
Are they like fully injured on the ground?
They are
unable to get up?
They're unconscious.
Oh, then we just have one person. Okay. I'm going to look at Elizabeth and just be like, you got... yes, not okay. And then I'm going to go back and look for a trash can or something near the dumpster that I can jump on so I can open the lid because I'm still too small.
You find one. You manage to get the lid open. You take a look inside. There's nobody there.
The fuck?
Can I see on the other side of the dumpster?
Yep.
Is there anybody around the dumpster?
There is not.
Okay, just looks at Audley like, okay, wait, is there one guy left? Or are we, like, did they all fall?
There is one guy left standing. He's actually staring at you at the moment. Sorry, Audley, go ahead.
I'm very confused right now. I'm talking into a dumpster. Why is there nobody in here? Why?
Who
was...
I would like to try Cloud Memory. It's a level 1.
Yeah.
Cost is free. It's Charisma plus Dominate, and then Charisma plus Dominate versus Wits and Resolve. Yeah. So, like, I guess it's you versus me on that one.
Yep, you get Charisma plus Dominate, and I get Wits versus Resolve.
Ooh.
And while you're doing that, I'm just going to be like, I was trying to save someone. Audley's going to get back down on the ground and just start pacing. Like, I was just trying to save someone. There was screaming. I was fixing the screaming. There's no screaming. Apparently, there was nobody screaming. I don't know what happened. Now we're just here.
What did you get?
What did I get?
Yeah.
For this guy, I don't get to roll. It's an automatic fail for him.
Oh! Cool! So I got 2 successes, and I was about to shit my pants right there, like, ah crap, this guy's not gonna forget. So...
What the hell do you think you're doing? He just freezes.
just turns him to the side and just looks at all like, run, go.
Fine. I'm running back towards the other side of the alley. Oh.
We just start walking away.
Failed to rescue people. There was screaming. I became Darkwing Audley. I don't get to do anything now.
What's up?
I tried to come in like a wrecking ball. I don't get to do that. This is just how it works.
Moving back to the office. See, you've heard all of this as you're waiting for Eric.
I'm keeping my composure through all of this, but in my head, I'm just like, I leave you, Chuckle Fox, alone for 1 fucking minute.
You just hear, we're headed back to the car.
Unless I another scream.
We're headed back to the car. We're fine.
So, D.
But the call keeps going.
Here's the way things go for you. You see Eric get up from his desk and start walking down the aisle. He's about halfway to 3/4. That's when you hear the gunshot go off. You see Eric for a moment just look around, really confused. And then he looks at you. Was that you?
No. And I'm looking around as well.
You sure you didn't,
Eyebrow raise.
hit up something on YouTube with that fancy phone of yours? You can see it sticking out of your pocket.
Mess with it a little bit, as if I'm like checking to see, but in actuality, like I'm basically doing the motions of like still taking like out my stylus and whatnot to unlock my phone and what have you. He's not going to see the screen of my phone, but I'm basically going to make sure that the volume is even lower.
Weird. Anyways, D, I assume.
Yes, Eric?
Last time I checked anyways. Never really know from one day to another around here. It gets kind of busy some days. If you'll follow me, we'll have a chat over in my cubicle.
Okay. And so I will follow Eric to his cubicle.
It takes you a moment before you're
What's he look like again?
tall, probably about 5.5 to 6 feet. He's got sandy blonde hair and green eyes. dressed in
How old does he look?
he's dressed in kind of a smart dress shirt and a black pair of dress pants. He's actually on the formal end of business casual, all things considered. Looks to be about 30, 35, give or take.
So roughly same age as me and almost my height as well. Fantastic.
A couple of minutes later, you find yourself sitting down in, well, I mean, it's a chair. It's got kind of metal rims and legs, kind of a poorly cushioned seat, but it's a seat nonetheless. He just kind of motions for you to have a seat. So what brings you by my office today?
Well, I have become interested in purchasing the Riverside Healing Center. I see that was up for grabs, and I was told a few things about it, and I found out some things on my own as per its history. It's very interesting, and I'm interested in purchasing it and its land.
You're interested in purchasing it and its land. A building that's been abandoned for
land that comes in.
A building that's been abandoned for 40 years, give or take, and had some really, really crappy stuff happen on that property.
Yeah, and a lot of ghost stories to happen with it too.
And you're interested in knowing all that. You're interested in purchasing it. Why? Most people just leave it to rot.
At this point, it would be considered almost a historical property. However, because of its age, it's still not exactly on the historical front. However, you spruce it up in a way, it could bring in something. However, that is to be determined once purchasing and out of character. I'm just trying to think of the word. It's God, not investigation, but similar. What's that word called? When you're evaluating sanitation and inspection. There we go. God damn it. But once inspections have been done and everything has been evaluated properly after purchase, right now I'm interested in its purchase and making sure it's got my name on it.
You know there's a lot better buildings you could get and get more bang for your buck, right?
I am aware.
Why this one specifically? Tell me. What interests you about it? What makes you tick when it comes to this property specifically? This property's been with us for 40 years. I don't see it going anywhere anytime soon.
I'm going to get I would like to do an insight check on him.
Int plus insight.
As he's asking me this. Also, my specification for insight is subtle mannerisms.
Yep.
Okay, so my hunger dice, both of them are 4s. The rest of my dice, I got 2 successes and 1 fail.
As far as you can tell, he's just curious. He wants to get it's almost like he's trying to build a mental profile of you, just to kind of figure out what kind of person you are.
You may see old, decrepit land, a dilapidated building, what have you. I see an opportunity to refresh something that held significance in the city of Edmonton. Because if you remember, before 40 years ago, it was a place of healing, and it was well known for its practices.
It was known worldwide. Yeah, that's pretty common knowledge.
Not many people know about it now. Like, how many people would you say off the top of your head, estimate the amount, actually remember or actually are being told of this history to this day?
I mean, my father talks about it. Doesn't say much, but he does kind of talk about what it was like at one point.
Anyone outside your dad?
Nah, building like that's mostly forgotten. Left to basically
Exactly.
rot in history.
Exactly. Why would you want something like that to rot in history, especially when there are still good things about its history, and yet history should not be forgotten, good and bad. Especially since we are getting more in just the medical field, we are making advances towards mental health practices.
Building like that, it's going to take a lot of cash to fix it up, right? It's probably going to have to be gutted. You're probably going to have to completely redo the insides. Electrical, you're going to have to redo the plumbing. You have to bring everything up to code.
The entire infrastructure is going to have to be updated and brought to current coding.
That's not going to be cheap.
Nor easy.
That's going to be more than we're probably selling the property for.
I am aware. And I still would like to purchase it. As I am willing to put in that effort as well.
Okay. You, of course, I'm assuming you've done your research. You know the stories. You know most of the stories, yeah?
Almost intimately at this point.
It just kind of gives you a weird look for a second. Just kind of gives you, a side-eye look for a second almost. Roll me charisma plus persuasion, please.
Hold on, I want to see if I can add something real quick.
At this point, Audley is trying to convince Elizabeth to let her drive home, even though she can't drive.
While we're waiting for that
Elizabeth is
roll,
just gonna...
while we're waiting for that roll, play it out.
Elizabeth is just gonna turn to Audley and be like, "Hey, I'm sorry I yelled at you to shut up. I was just trying to get out of that alleyway without him overhearing you."
You know what would make up for it? Letting me drive.
Do you even know how to drive?
I can probably drive as well as you. Probably, maybe. I mean, I can't really reach anything,
No.
like steering wheel to pedals, but I'm sure I can figure it out.
How about you do the steering wheel and I'll do the... You sit on my lap and you can do the steering wheel and I'll do the pedals.
I can totally do that.
Yes, D, you have an out of character
Real quick,
question.
I'm ready to... Yeah, real quick. Who drove here?
No,
Because whoever drove here would have the key.
give me a sec. Let me roll a D6.
I meant more like down and out, just like to get like the driving out of her system. Like down and out, like an alley, just around. Wait, we're in a parking lot. We're like in a supermarket parking lot. It's just like
Across the street from the realtor's office.
you just see the car in the opposite parking lot just
I'm just doing donuts in the parking lot across the street.
Better yet, let me roll a D4. D, you're odd. Elizabeth, you're even. That would be 4.
Elizabeth drove.
We are not even going 5 miles an hour. It is literally just for funsies in a little parking lot.
Okay. Second thing, can I add a thing to my charisma and persuasion?
What are you trying to add?
Mesmerize. By holding a target with your gaze, you can implant false thoughts or hypnotic suggestions in a target's mind. I'm not trying to do false thoughts, but I'm trying to help myself with the convincing, hey, I'm totally worth it.
This is an ability that
Baby,
you have?
I'm worth it. Yes. Because I got it.
What is your, in that
After.
case, what is your mesmerize roll?
That is a 2.
No,
So it's dominate level 2. Oh.
So if you look at mesmerize in the rule book, it'll give you dice to roll. It'll give you your categories for rolling.
I already have it pulled up. It's manipulation plus dominate versus intelligence plus resolve.
Manipulation plus dominate, please.
I may be perusing other abilities I want to buy maybe later on down the line.
Difficulty 3.
I'm switching out 2 of my dice.
That look, though.
What was the difficulty?
3. That is a win. He looks at you for a moment. You just see his eyes slightly gloss over for a second.
It's just, yes, baby, I'm worth it. Yeah, baby, I'm worth it.
What?
Give it to
I'm
me.
worth it.
What thoughts are you trying to implant in his head?
This girl, yeah, she may look like a corporate goth chick, but, you know, she seems really smart, and she sounds like she knows what she's doing. The way that she's looking at me, yeah, she knows what this place is about. And well, she seems determined. It's been with us for 40 years, been waiting to get purchased. And we have someone willing to purchase this place. What is wrong with that?
Okay. So eyes gloss over for a moment. And he blinks a couple of times as you finish. He looks at you. We're going to need some sort of proof of being able to pay for this place.
What kind of proof?
Proof that you are able to pay for this place.
She takes her purse and opens her purse. Goes into her bag. And a stack.
How much?
100K. The 100K. Unless there's back taxes that need to be paid.
We don't have any back taxes that was paid by the former owner. It comes out of his estate. Looks down, and you just see his eyes bug out for a moment. He looks at you, looks down at the cash, looks at you, looks down at the cash. I'm not going to ask where you got the cash from. That being said, that'll cover the bill in full. It'll take me a few days, but I'll start drawing up the paperwork for it. I'm going to need you to sign a few pieces of paper. If you'll excuse me.
She takes out a pen.
If you'll excuse me, I'll go get those for you. Comes back, probably.
I make sure the stack is still visible within my line of sight too.
Yeah, it is. He doesn't reach for it. He leaves it there for you. He leaves, comes back a moment later with a few pieces of paper. I'm going to need you to sign here, and here, and here. I'm going to need you to sign here and here. He points out a few more spots. Oh, and initial here, here, and here.
Dee is going to make sure to read through all of those documents carefully, make sure as to any fine print or anything that was missing from her research. Even if it takes the next hour. And she'll sign. She just wants to make sure what she's signing for.
Yeah. It all seems pretty straightforward. You'll have to forgive me. I'm not a realtor. I don't deal with like land purchasing agreements or anything like that. So I have no idea what goes into those.
My grandparents were.
Everything seems pretty straightforward. Do you have an address where we can mail your land deed to? And the title deed.
I think in a previous session, Dee had set up a P.O. box. Hold on a second. Real quick, during my research for the property and everything, and seeing that it was run by the realtor agency Remax, would I have been able to find out anything about the company itself as to reviews, shadiness value, what have you?
They're a pretty standard realtor company up here. I mean, sure, they probably have their shady dealings, but they're a legit company.
Because right now, out of character, I'm trying to determine whether or not it'd be safe to put down the current address of where I live.
That is up to you. We can assume that at some point upon moving to Jasper, you took a few minutes to go open a P.O. box at the local post office.
In that case, I'll go ahead and put the address of that P.O. box.
He nods, takes the papers, kind of bangs them on the desk to even them out a little bit, straighten them up. Well then, I believe that takes care of that. Was there anything else I can do for you this evening?
So I get the documents upon payment, or...
Sorry, I will be emailing those documents out to you. That being said, if you'll give me a few minutes, I will photocopy these and send you home with these. It's basically everything you need to prove that you own the land until we send out the official document.
All right, so I'll just get a copy of all that then?
You will.
Excellent.
Takes him probably about 20 minutes, and he comes back, actually, with a manila envelope for you. It's a fairly thick manila envelope. Just kind of...
I double-check the contents of the manila envelope.
It's the exact same papers that you signed, just photocopied.
And proof of purchase?
And proof of purchase.
In D's head.
Was there anything else this
Fuck
evening?
yeah! No, thank you. I'll just be awaiting the documents that say that I am the owner of the new property. Actually, one question. Are you able to provide information as to who the previous owner was? Or no?
One moment. Let me look through our information database for that. He sits at his computer and starts tapping away.
Because I'm kind of surprised the previous owner didn't do anything with this property. Heck, given current circumstances, I would have half expected someone to try to make that place into a funhouse, so to speak.
The name on the of the previous owner was a Dr. Charles Whitman and a Dr. Evelyn Simmons. Both are deceased.
Both of them doctors?
Yes, both of them. They were the founders of the place.
Oh, okay. Well, that's a shame that they passed on before they could do anything. And you said that this was previously just being taken out from their estate?
Yep.
Interesting. Well, that will be it then. I thank you for your time.
He'll
And
take
she
your hand.
moves out a hand to shake it.
He'll take your hand. He'll shake it. Kind of frown for a moment. You all right? Your hand's a little clammy.
Yeah, it's poor circulation, and I was also laying on my elbow for a long time. Sorry about that.
No worries. You have yourself a great evening, and those papers should be in your mailbox within a week to a week and a half. And congratulations on your newest acquisition.
Thank you for providing and having it available.
He nods. Having concluded your business, you walk out of the realtor's office, back towards your vehicle, where you find Elizabeth and Ottilie waiting for you, arguing about whether or not Ottilie should be allowed to drive.
I think I'm doing a great job. I don't know what the problem is. I could totally get us home. I don't know what direction to take, but as long as you work the pedals and I'm on your lap, like, we're doing great.
But the problem is, if we get pulled over, one of us is gonna have to use forget, and it's gonna just cause this, like, it, honestly, it'd just be, like, you could just crawl up in the back and take a nap. I don't know why you want to work, like, for 4 hours to get back to Jasper.
Real quick.
Sorry, D.
No, you're good. I'm hearing these two argue. I make a realization as to what happened, and thinking back on that very last interaction, could I try to infer from memory as to whether or not I should probably try to go back and try to make him forget what that handshake?
I'll let it slide this time. Next time you might not be so lucky.
That's why I'm like, oh shit.
I'll let it slide this time.
Because I really don't want to break
Ottilie's
the
at least gonna look over and see D coming and be like, D, guess what? I came in like a wrecking ball because I'm Darkwing Duck.
How'd it go? Did you get it?
The D holds up a thick, with 2 C's, manila envelope.
Yay!
And she does a wicked smile.
Yay, we get to help Isabella!
Oh, yes!
And Dr. Crunch and Munch, because I can't remember his name.
It's Mortimer!
Crunch and Munch is better! I got into a fight over a dumpster that turned out to be empty. It was hilarious. I think we almost died again, though.
I heard.
What did you hear? Did you hear the...
And Dee takes out her phone, unlocks it, and shows the ongoing call.
Just the echo you hear between the two phones.
Okay, but you didn't get the full effect. Like, I really came in like a wrecking ball, and it was amazing.
I can imagine.
We describe event to D.
Also, there was nobody in danger, and there was nobody screaming. So we didn't actually save the day. But I will say that I feel good about being Darkwing Ottilie now. I need a cape. Oh wait, I'm making one at home for the trip.
As your evening...
You guys are certain that... Oh, sorry, go ahead.
Go ahead.
Are you guys certain that there wasn't anybody that screamed? Because even I heard the scream.
We believe we heard the scream. We did not find a person that was screaming.
And
we just took out all the bad guys and then ran away.
And you guys didn't stop to maybe look throughout the place once they were knocked out, or were they not completely knocked out?
One left who wasn't knocked out, but I forgetted them. So we kind of just skedaddled out of there.
Yeah, they totally were forgotten. It was, yeah. And then I got to drive.
Around the parking lot. Around the parking lot.
I saw that through the window.
Best donut ever.
To
We'll
quote
have to make sure the tires are okay.
To quote Sheriff Woody, let's go home.
Yeah.
Or
Yeah.
can we make it back to Jasper before the sun comes up? Or do we need to go to another hotel?
No, there is more than enough time to make it back as you guys wrap up your conversation and start making your way back to Jasper. This is actually where we're going to bring tonight's session to a close. So, I want to thank each and every one of you for joining for the episode and for tonight's session.